Good morning, Ramon. Good morning, Team Steam. Hopefully, everyone is back for another fun-filled week. Oh, I got some sound on here today. I wonder what I did yesterday. Well, goodness. We saw lots of action yesterday. Moneyline Mills looks like he had a great day in college baseball. I watched a little bit of Charlotte beat Clemson while I was eating breakfast. That was quite wild there. I mean, for a team that lost, what did they say? Just a couple games all season, a couple games after leading after 6 innings. So a wild one there. No Clemson in Omaha this year. And then, of course, we had game 2 in the late night game there, and another close one for most of that game. And then just at the end there, just enough. A missed 3 was about all we got, or we would have had perhaps another, 2-0 lead. So it's going to be exciting. And then today, of course, the National Hockey League and a little short card in MLB. So a good day for sports betting here again. How are you, Ramon?
Oh, Mindy, what a good game last night. You're never going to feel comfortable with the lead, even if you're the hot Miami Heat. Even when they got away by double digits there for a moment, you just knew that Denver could come back in just in the fashion that they did late. But it was the confidence, in a way, though, of the Miami Heat. Remember, they had to battle a crazy game, right? They're up big early. Here comes Denver. They come all the way back, grab the lead. Then Miami comes back, and they go up again by double digits, but then Denver keeps fighting back.
Right.
Really, what more, other than for Denver fans, maybe for those that, money lined them or laid the points, not just because we were on Miami. I did say I was interested certainly in that money line.
Yeah, again, I was like, nah. And you again called a money line. This is your third time in the last couple series.
Yep. And we'll look at it closely here, and we got to we'll talk about the series a little bit. It's so exciting, and we got only 8 or 9 games of preview here today. So, but Mindy, just so interesting that Butler, very strong game. I mean, with his 21 points, but the balance with Vincent right in there, the switch to move a struggling Martin to the bench. Remember, he's still a young player, maybe to a certain extent. Maybe Vincent had the experience and the hot hand in the game as well. But look at Nikola Jokic, 41 points. He looks absolutely terrific. You can't even tell he's not having his best game, but I don't want to keep talking about the coaching situation. And of course, Spoelstra, this guy's so humble. Reporters are making light of it. We know it as gamblers. We're seeing this too. How about this stat, Mindy? When Nikola Jokic scores over 40 points in the playoffs, they're 0-3.
Oh my goodness.
When he scores less than 40 points and has 6 assists or more, they're 13-1. So they want him, Spoelstra say, of course we didn't turn him into a scorer to make, he's the most incredible player on earth. You can't stop.
Yeah, we're not going to allow him just to score, I'm sure, right?
But
that's not their game plan.
Put the pressure on a guy to assume the scoring load. His percentage was terrific when he's in there. But when you're talking about the smallest of margins for a game and the elite passing skills that he has, what's the difference between him making maybe 3-4 extra field goals in the paint or dishing it out to a guy who maybe is defended a little more, doesn't make as many 3-pointers, defense is more focused on closing out on 3-point shooters, so the percentage is lower. Remember, when he's making passes, they're still only going to make when they're hot.
Yeah, I saw he had 4 assists for most of the game. How did he end up? Was it at 4?
Where he ended up.
Okay.
That's where he ended up, right?
Well, it was pretty low for him because I was wondering if he was even going to get double-double half of the time of the, most of that game there.
Yeah, and that's just it, right? So there are always going to be many 3-point attempts. He's had a high workload to a certain extent, but when he gets it out to those guys because they maybe are a little more focused, and you saw the way they were positioning themselves in pick and rolls. Maybe some of it had to do with the energy too. I talked about that as far as the turnaround, the extra rest now being there, but a lot of credit to the coaching, I think, and Jimmy Butler, and his role in the game. I mean, it was spectacular. Just a great job by Miami. So, what do you think, Mindy? Are they they are, they're in charge now. They're the team that has the home court advantage. So we'll see. Do you think that changes things here? Denver looks like they could go on the road and beat them right back.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I kind of think so. Again, I still think the Nuggets probably get this whole thing when it's all said and done. But it might be interesting in Miami. Maybe they steal another one. Maybe they steal one more in Denver when they go back. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be good. I think they'll get one.
Looking at the swings in the game, right? I mean, it might be just a situation with who's got the lead at the end of the game. I mean, I'm not dumbing it down, but I'm just talking about
right.
how the ebbs and flows go a little bit, and maybe that's where who knows? Maybe if the game did go to overtime, how many times you see it, the game goes overtime, and then the home team blows them out.
Yeah,
and maybe that's right where Miami would have been, because they were still dealing with playing 2 games in Denver just playing 2 games in 10 days over the rest and all that. So just interesting to me. I would think that Miami now showing that they can win on the road, and their series price now at minimum plus 225. I think it's higher at most places, especially some square shops where the Denver Nuggets are still minus 300. Makes no sense to me. I think Miami is very live to win the series. You'd spend worse money gambling if you didn't take a pop on this Miami money line at plus money, unless you think that all these other series, Milwaukee, Boston, was all a fluke, and that Miami's gotten lucky up until this point. So yeah, plus money there if you're not on them already. You could. I don't know where it seems to me. Might be a little bit closer, but maybe the books are still sitting on a lot of liability with Denver. So let's say hello to everyone. Welcome to the morning steam with the Midwest premier sports handicapper, and I'll show you why in just a moment. Mindy, Hahne, I'm your host, Ramon Scott, coming to you from the sports betting capital of the world.
Did Roger Craig really die?
Las Vegas. Yes, he did, and I don't know if you saw my tweet about that.
No.
Yeah, it was last night. It was announced last night.
No way.
I just had a hashtag tweet.
Man, I met Roger Craig a ton of times. I got his number in my phone. We chat all the time.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Tell me more.
So in the way back, I used to be a mortgage loan broker, right? This would be in like the early 2000s. And of course, Roger Craig's pretty big still in Nebraska. And I was working with his cousin in Des Moines doing a loan on his house. And so we said, hey, how about, Roger Craig, how about you want to come and be like our spokesperson, right, for our mortgage company? And he said, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So we kind of just became, pretty good friends just because I'm involved in sports a lot. So whenever he would come to do card signings or whatever, we'd go, hang out and stuff too. And so, man, I'm super bummed. I had no idea that anything was even going on.
Well, 93, I think, or 90, right in the early 90s. And I'm sorry for your loss of your friend. And of course, I was a Roger Craig fan because he managed the Padres. So I think you'll like my tweet then. I can show you here. I'll just put it up on the phone, and you'll like it then. If you're
Are we not talking about Roger Craig, the NFLer?
Oh,
Okay.
oh, yes, of course. This is Roger.
Okay. Wait. Okay.
This
So
is
we got the
Roger
different. Because as
Craig, a
soon as you said
longtime
Padres,
baseball manager. Oh my gosh!
okay.
I hope you can take some relief and solace in this
I was like,
moment
wait.
right now. Your emotions must be just wild.
Well,
I'm
yeah.
so sorry that. Well,
No,
no,
I was thinking, Husker football player, 49ers,
yeah.
Ravens, that Roger Craig.
Oh,
Okay.
well, no, I understand now completely what you're
Okay.
saying. Oh,
Okay.
and I don't want to. Well, and then when I said early '90s, you might have been thinking, "What is he
I was
talking
like,
about?" Like when he played, right? I mean, we must be talking about that. And
yeah.
of course, this is Roger Craig, the longtime manager, World Series manager.
Okay, good. I
He
mean,
also
not good.
managed
Not good. That's not what I
Padres.
mean. Not
So
good. But I am a little bit relieved, I want to say.
yeah, no, gosh, I mean,
Okay.
my heart is racing right now a little bit because I feel for you a little bit there, thinking you had lost someone close to you. And, with all due respect to uh, this man, Roger Craig, who I know you know of him still as was a great major league manager, certainly. So
Correct. But
keep
it
up
just,
this
the whole
awesome
thing,
thing
I
on
went
your
to the Roger Craig footballer.
yeah. Well, because saw it and uh, come across the wire or something
I
there.
hadn't seen anything until Scotch just said it. That's why I
Oh,
was
okay. Oh, I'm
totally
almost to
like
that
caught off
point. I'm
guard.
going through all the comments right now. Hello to everybody there. Hope
Ah,
that's okay today. We just rolled through the comments like that because we're having a conversation. So, okay,
ah.
Brett said, yeah. So, Brett, we're right there as well. So,
No,
uh,
Scotch, it's okay. It's okay. It was, this morning when I was doing my write ups, I just didn't even have the TV on. It was just me and the dog sitting in the chair on my computer. Yeah,
no,
Steve,
let us
Steve
not
Fallow, he kind of
and
thought it was the same.
and I'll save the show. I mean, no big deal. Discuss. It's not about that. So I couldn't put up my tweet though then because I felt awkward there. But of course,
No,
my
no.
tweet was the hashtag hum baby Roger Craig signatures. They called him that, and it's a baseball. You know how it is in the dugout. I mean, you must be loving these dugouts in the college softball World Series. These girls celebrating the way they are, that it really has become almost a show unto itself.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would be, the one like Oklahoma State yesterday riding the stick horse or whatever. That's not necessarily my style. I mean, I like to cheer, have fun, root for my team, but I mean, the other antics, I feel like it's almost too much for me. Like, with how the old style group, but our coach was, kind of a hard ass as well, and so she would not allow any of that kind of stuff to go on. So it's a different time. I think a different place, and I think that is kind of the culture now of women's softball, and of course those youth softball players. Right? It seems to be a little bit more, and you see it, of course, because of Major League Baseball. They're all wearing their hats. You got football. You got the chains. So I just think it's a little bit more of just kind of how things have played out over time. So yeah, I mean, I kind of like it. Sometimes I'm kind of like, it's kind of weird, but that's kind of how I think. I'm kind of the old schooler.
No,
Anyway,
I get it. But I mean, I think the cat's out the bag now, and of course, we already saw baseball, NCAA baseball. You can't bring any props or anything on the field or anything like that. So, okay, if everyone on the chat will bear with me, yeah, Steve, good point there, talking about more Roger Craig. And you know what? Here's the other thing, Mindy. Poor Roger Craig, the football player, his phone's blowing up this morning, but he certainly knew this day was coming.
right. Ah,
So, in fact, I mean, this man, Roger Craig, was if Roger Craig, the football legend, Roger Craig, the manager, in his day, and even before my group again, and mine was the Padres, but he was a pretty stellar, as mentioned, they're a great baseball player, so very popular man as well. Okay, if everyone will bear with me just a moment, I've got Mindy here talking softball. She gave us Stanford yesterday. In a situation where I'm not sure everybody was going to be on Stanford. So I want to pin her down. The sports schedule's light today. And if you want to get involved in some sports betting action early, these games are going off early. So, Mindy, Oklahoma and Stanford. Look, Oklahoma's minus 650. You've talked about the Stanford pitching. Any chance here?
Sure. There's always a chance, especially with someone that throws a 74-mile-an-hour rise ball. There's always going to be a chance there. I mean, it takes discipline at the plate, and that is what Oklahoma is. I mean, with Patty Gasso, I mean, she's just, exceptional to get the ladies there prepared for those games. But again, if you talk about, we were kind of talking about before the show, we don't really know what this run line is. And I think if that run line, like you said, is maybe like a 3, I'd probably take the +3 runs with Stanford. Other than that, I mean, I don't really want to play a 650 money line, but of course, I think Oklahoma probably gets this done.
Showing some other books at minus 600, and most of the books I follow usually will keep it with a hook on there. Obviously, minus 600. We talked a little bit backstage. In a baseball game, that might be 4.5 runs, or maybe even 5. But in softball, because the margins are so thin, like it'd be like a juice 2.5 or a 3.5. So maybe consider Stanford here.
Probably an under game, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, and Mindy, a game that we also mentioned, Florida State and Tennessee. So Tennessee, they got a fun celebration too, but Florida State, a line that opened where I thought it would be pick'em because I know nothing about softball, and we were talking about. I said, okay, maybe Florida State will be $1.35 or so. Well, they opened 165, and they're now up to $2. And I'm just watching these softball games. I watch a lot of softball, especially high school softball. I understand the game quite a bit. I feel like I've got to try to find what this run line is going to be on the Volunteers. They certainly got a good team.
Yeah, they do. It just is going to depend on, how long we could go pitching wise, right? I mean, their starter threw a lot of innings yesterday. So is it going to be that she can come back and do this back to back? Most of these pitchers can. I mean, they have tons of endurance. Because it's a natural throwing motion, it's not that bad on your shoulder. You can pitch those, but she's already up well over 130 pitches in her 2 games. So it might be a little bit tough for her. And then I go back to Florida State. I mean, they're really good. They're fast. They can really move the ball around. They got a really good slapper. They got a really good meat of their order. They can kind of put it out whenever. I kind of still give them the edge, how we look here. Also, but Tennessee was pretty impressive yesterday versus Oklahoma State. But again, there was lots of errors in that game. It was pretty messy, and you can't make errors to win any of these games.
All right, we got it from Mindy Hahne, and yeah, I mean that's some early sports action, and so if you're interested in that one, to leave that for our audience. We try to cover a lot of different things here on the Morning Steam. So we do have Mindy Hahne, former Division II College World Series player with the Omaha Mavericks. So thank you, Mindy, and let's go over to Tony'sPicks.com real quick and take a look at our expert, Mindy Hahne. 7-3 yesterday. Mindy, great job. Mostly
all baseball.
All baseball. Okay. All professional baseball, huh?
Oh, correct. Yes. I thought the games were too close yesterday for me to kind of get in action. I think there was quite a few upsets there. Some pretty big scores still. But yeah, I opted to not play the total on that game, and it came in right about that total as well for the NBA. I gave out my best play here on the show. So
yeah,
it was a pretty decent day. I was on the Mariners, and that was one of my big old flops. So it looks like the Rangers are world champs at this point, Ramon.
Well, if anything, I mean, maybe you gathered that when we did the show, we agreed on the total, so we never got to it, actually.
Yeah.
Rangers were my only winner in the Major League card. I went 4-1 in college baseball to keep that roll going. So I will be in action in college baseball today. Stay tuned. That gets started pretty early also. And I'll give out a free winner at the end of the show as well. Take a look here. Mindy, Nick, having a good day there. Probably had some soccer winners, I would imagine. Hello, Theo. Hello, Bion.
Yeah, good work, Theo.
9-1. He does love baseball as well. So I'm sure a lot of them were in the major leagues. Ralph Raymond, big day, 8-2. High volume. Look at the crew. Vinny, 9-5. Tony, another winning day. Tim Irwin, 3-1 as well. Ben, 3-2. There we are.
Yeah, we had like three big underdogs. So look at us coming in with.
Yeah, no,
does that say 33? Is that Roger Craig's number even?
Well, here it is, Tony Dorsett, right? But anyways, another winning day. Wish we could say, we're really killing it. And technically we are, because we win every day. It's just we're winning a small amount, but we'll take it. And Tiffany right there, 4-3, and I'll show you what I mean. But I just want to look at this right now for the last 7 days here on the website. The sisters.
Tiffany took the lead on me.
Tiffany, 30-11, just almost 75% insane over the last 7 days, 1,674 units. And here's Mindy coming in with a mediocre 48-26,
right.
1352. There's Vinny. He's got the lucky 888. You might want to pick up Vinny's package today. He's up 888. Over the last 7 days, Nick up there as well. Tony T, myself up there for the last 7 days. There you see the difference in strategies kind of end up the same. Sean also there as well. And want to just show this before we get going. For the last month, there's Tim on top. Definitely clicking in there at 54%. And our morning steam team, we're in the profit, and that shows it right there. Right. 658 units, we'll take that. And Joseph Schultz has done a nice job since joining the crew as well. All right, don't forget, check out our premium picks over at tonyspicks.com. Absolutely our best picks. Click on the premium picks tab. Find the packages below, or click on the All Cappers tab, find the handicapper of your choice to get signed up. Let's take a look at what we're going to get into tonight. We got Vinny loaded up with a couple of packages already. Tony T there, as well as Ben. So they've got packages lined up.
Yep. We'll be in there right after the show is over.
Right after the show. Here we go. Preview free complimentary picks right here. Start with the National Hockey League. In this one, Mindy, here in Las Vegas. Yeah, I was checking out the prices of the tickets. $600 was kind of the lowest. So I do like hockey, and I've never been to a Stanley Cup game, but I'm going to need a few more winners. You're going to have to turn me on to some winners maybe in the daytime here before I can go out to the game tonight. Here we go, the Golden Knights. Well, you had them, I think, right, Mindy? And
I did.
I thought Florida. So here we go with game 2. The Golden Knights minus $1.40, 5.5 over 20. It just lead into you a little bit there, Mindy. With so I was trying to explain where Hill ranked right now because he has so much inexperience, but he looks like a champion goalie. But remember, the Knights have gone through their original goalie who got injured. Now he's got all those fraud. He's gotten being sued. He's being, lawsuits. Robin Lehner, and then they had the rookie Logan Thompson. He gets injured. Brossois. They trade for Quick, and now we're on goalie number 5. Hill's probably above Quick, of course, but remember when they acquired Quick, I don't think they knew which direction they were going necessarily. And here's Hill with one of the greatest saves in Stanley Cup history. Everyone's going to remember the stick save.
The stick save. Well, Ramon, I think I'm going to go back on this Vegas team here tonight. I felt like, of course, the Panthers were in that, but then kind of ran away with it at the end. It kind of worried me a little bit with the Panthers kind of allowing that to happen. It's one of those that we do have to play all 3 periods all the way down. But yeah, Vegas, I feel like with this number, they came in at minus about 120. Little bit of money going in on them now at minus 140. It's just kind of one of those things. Panthers are 0-6 in the last 6 meetings here in Vegas, 2-6 overall in the last 8 meetings. And the favorite is 7-1 in the last 8 meetings here between these two. Again, if we take a look at it, the home team 10-1 in the last 11 meetings. A lot of trends here towards Vegas. I like how Hill is, playing. Saved over 36 shots, I believe, in that last one. I know this Panthers team is pretty good. I just have to hope that these defenders here for Vegas keep them away from the net. And I think they're going to get it done here again tonight. I'm going to go Vegas.
Hello to John. Hello to Jim as well. Yeah, Mindy, I'm convinced. I was just trying to play the, overall feel of the road teams. I've had a lot of success this season with a lot of these road teams that show a little bit of grit on the road. But to me, after watching that, great. Look, it was 2-2. Remember, after 2, the third period started to look like a completely different game. Didn't look like Florida ever had a chance, I thought, in that game. And maybe that's where all these head-to-head trends a little bit kind of match up. It looks like, at least at home, and maybe this is why you mentioned the move on the line here. It's not too steamy or anything. It just feels like maybe and maybe they're at home now. I'll switch. I'll go with Vegas to win this one tonight. I agree. I can't do it. So Jim waiting on Florida to cash a nice ticket. Oh, okay. Oh, he tied it into tonight's game. So of course Mindy would find a way to hedge that,
Right. But that's me. I'm pretty conservative when it comes to the sports betting. I just want to take a win, no matter how I can get it.
Well, look, you want to pick all these games, and we're just going sides and totals. That's what we do here. But so much of my, betting has to do with just punching in small plays all game long on in play. Some people don't like, when they do in play, they look for one spot. I'm end up like on a tennis match. When I don't know if anybody does this. I'm sitting here in the middle of the night. I'm watching some of these close matches where, just a 2-point swing in the key set can shift the line from favorite to underdog, or even just huge price shifts from minus $2 to down to $1.30 just with 2 points, and you just keep going back and forth and end up with a bunch of, that to me is. I don't know. I'm not calling professional gambling. I don't know what it is, but oh my gosh, hello to Sergio Arbaca here today. Thank you. I don't know about that, but I'll take it. All right. Butterscotch says maybe the zigzag here in this one could be Florida's night, but yeah, look, I wasn't feeling comfortable with that when it was 2-2, and then they got that goal so quick. It seemed like not quick, but it just seemed like it was coming. It was coming. So, all right, we're on it. Mindy will take Vegas. I don't see too much on the total here from the crew. I don't see many predictions at all. One thing I've noticed is on these big games, we got a lot of people watching, and I know it's Monday, so people are working, but it does seem like everybody loves to chime in on all the baseball games, but maybe on the big games, they shy away a little bit. Verley on Vegas as well. Okay, this is a write-in game, Mindy, to start us off in the major.
Oh, yeah, the Monday write-in.
Today.
Well, we thought it was going to be a doubleheader.
Yeah, I didn't know. I never got to the point of checking. I never got to the point of checking it out. Maybe that should have been part of the handicap or whatever. Anyways, big favorite here for McClanahan. Bayo's done a nice job. We know Tampa Bay is pretty awesome, and they did it again yesterday. But we called it on that under.
Yeah, and that's how I think I'm going to go again today. I'm going to go under. Bayo, like you said, has been pretty impressive here. 11.2 strikeouts per 9 innings. Holds to his opponent to a 271 batting average. Only 365 slugging, so it doesn't really give up anything more than a couple singles, a couple doubles here. And then the Rays with McClanahan, we know he's also been pretty good. That 2.07 ERA holds his opponents to a .265 batting average. So for me, I think it's going to be a pretty good pitcher's duel here today. Going to go ahead and go under.
Yeah, well, remember, I've been saying I've been on the Bayo train a little bit, Bello, but he's only five. They're 5-3 in his 8 starts. I mean, that's not anything necessarily overwhelming, but a 2.45 ERA in his last 4 starts. Sox struggling. Lost 9 of their last 13. McClanahan continues to roll, of course. But at this price, Mindy, I'm going to end up with the run line here on Boston. I think at minus $1.20 or so. I'm going to think that Boston hangs in here. Steam came in on Boston. Steam came in on the under. Give me Boston here, plus a run and a half at minus $1.20. Tampa Bay can't win them all this season, can they? They do have 19 losses now. All right. Bionic on the Sox. Hello to Darren. Ron says McClanahan to get the win. He's also got him in a prop. No problem, Howard, my baby. Butterscotch got a lock here. First 5 under. Brett wants over in the K prop. Darren on the Rays. Asante on the Rays. Fernando is going to take the Sox money line plus $1.35 or so, maybe $1.40. Verley on the under here with you, Mindy. And Jim also likes the under. Look at that 8.5, right? I mean, it's in Boston, so Rodney says Tampa's going to smash here. Fernando over. What is this? The NHL Finals? There's an under for Steve. See, they all woke up. It may be also, though, I mean, the championship games are so closely right? I mean, all the information's out there. All right, get into the night card now. The Tigers are on the road here against the Phils. And look at Nola here, a 230 favorite, 8.5 under minus 120 now.
Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and try this Phillies team on the run line here today. Lay on that 1.5, about minus 115 or so. It's a little bit tough because I kind of feel like this Phillies team, has the star power to get things done, but sometimes it doesn't really show up on the scoreboard. So I'm anticipating them to do so here tonight, especially with Joey Wentz on the mound. 8.47 ERA here on the road. So he struggles a little bit on the road. I just have to hope the bats here come through here today for Nola.
Yeah, Detroit's lost 5 of the last 6 wins. Last 4 starts, 11.7 ERA fits right into your narrative as well. Nola, what's wrong, Nola? 5 ERA in his last 4 starts. Phillies, I mean, look, they can't be losing games with Nola. They're 5-7 when Nola starts. Phillies still struggling a bit, having won just 5 of their last 18. They better crush Detroit here. Looks like looks like a bargain at $1.20 on the run line. Let's do it here and take Philly in this one. 14-10 at home this season. Wentz is terrible. Nola, maybe easier lineup. Maybe Brett says under though in the K prop. So what is wrong with Nola? Howard says his Tigers in for a losing streak. Butterscotch is on this one with us. And Miles, though, is going to take Detroit. Bionic on Philly. We're on it. Philadelphia run line, Mindy and I. All right, Mindy. Well, I mean, hey, if you thought the Athletics were tough, here come the Royals. Marlins in 11 life here. Get another easy opponent, or will it be Carlos Hernandez? I think they've won both. I don't know. They won one of those starts. You tell us. Still got a big favorite here. Miami 160, 8.5 under 25. Oh, moved there the under.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Braxton Garrett has done pretty well over his last 4, but still has that home ERA of 6.17, giving up almost 3 home runs per 9 innings. That really worries me here, no matter who you're playing. But again, if I take a look at this Royals team, right, they got it done yesterday, 2-0. And when they've done that on, like, say, a Sunday, they've come back on Monday and gotten a couple of game ones. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and go on the Royals today. I'll take them getting the 1.5 here at about minus 147, I think, is what I have it at. And yeah, I think the Royals can go ahead and keep this one close today. They're pretty good off of a win to get a back-to-back.
Yeah, essentially it's a bullpen game, I believe, for the Royals. I think Hernandez is listed here, but probably Mike Mayers gets in there. He's had some pretty good numbers so far. So Royals have gone under in 15 of their last 21 games. The Marlins have been smashing kind of a bit, but Garrett, he's been hot of late. You mentioned at home not as strong. You said run line though, right, Mindy?
Yeah, I'm taking the run line here with the Royal.
Minus $1.40. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But for me, I think I'm gonna end up on the over here. As crazy as it sounds, total right now 8.5, and it's getting juiced to the under. The steam came in on the under. Man, these guys go under a lot, but doesn't feel right to me. I'm gonna end up on the over here in this one.
Sure.
Yeah. So what's the chat doing with this?
Stellar matchup. Fernando says I might go over by 1.
Ron Hahne on the Marlins. Yeah. Well, hey, this ain't the A's, guys. This is the Royals. So they're gonna just roll these guys too. RC Nerfy here for Butterscotch. Fernando's on the under in this one. Bionic's going to go over. The only reason why I'm kind of because I went under yesterday and I was like, that was a premium, and I was like, oh yeah, of course this one is going to go under with Blackburn and Alcantara, and they end up with a 7-5 game, and so maybe I'm just scared. Yeah, the money coming on the Royals with that line move there. Let me see. It opened mostly one. Yeah, it's just slight. I mean, what is it? 5, 10, 15 cents. All right. And Panger Life will go under. All right. Mindy on the Royals here on the run line, and I'll take the over. The Athletics are on the road against the Pirates. So now you have OVA. Now the Pirates are like a $2 favorite here, it looks like. Down to 175. Maybe the steam came in on Oakland. It certainly did. I don't know how. I don't know who. These guys are just betting numbers. Apparently, they didn't watch the Miami series.
Ramon, don't say that. Don't say that. I'm going to give the A's a chance here today. I'm going to take this A's team. I'm going to take them plus 1.5, about minus 127. I know they've lost 8 of their last 10 road games here, and I think Oviedo has done a pretty good job. But again, he's a guy that just lets guys on base. 3.1 walks here per 9 innings. I have to make sure that JP Sears has a little bit better game. I have to try not to get to this bullpen because they're kind of disastrous here. But yeah, I mean, JP Sears and Oviedo, they're kind of similar in some sort of ways here. If I take a look at, like, say, their K rates and stuff like that, their whips. But yeah, that number really stands out to me. Giving up 4 walks a game, that's quite a bit. I'm going to go ahead and say the A's keep this one close today.
Well, it is a concern, and that's what people have said, but the numbers still. He's on a little bit of a roll. The Bucks are on a roll. They won 5 straight. They've gone under in 3 straight. Oviedo 2.5 ERA in his last 4 starts. This is the JP Sears that we're supposed to get. Even though it's Oakland, he's got a ERA just over 2 in his last 3 starts. I'll take the under in this one here. Even though I got the A's wrong yesterday on that, I'm going to go under in this one. Here's Blake wants the run line, but Fernando will be with you in this one. He also likes the under. Brett likes the over. We don't have a clue here. Everybody likes something different. And Curtis says over is a lock here, people. And Bionic says I'll take A's run line with Mindy. So I think the Pirates. I mean, look, the move's on the. If you like the Pirates, even though at $1.75, you're probably getting some value. I mean, this line touched 200 at one spot anyway. Yeah, that's exactly. Remember, they were up 5-1 in that game. Bionic says over. Right. Great point, Rodney. And Butterscotch will lay the 1.5 here. So, there's no consensus at all on that. What would you expect?
We don't have a whole lot of consensus today yet.
The A's take on the Pirates. All right, now here comes a good one. Maybe it's the game of the day.
Is it? All right.
I like
games of the day.
Well, the Red Sox game is pretty good. That's a division game. So Houston and Toronto, maybe not as good of a pitching matchup, so maybe it doesn't get the game of the day, but it's still the red hot Astros. The Blue Jays are at home with Manoah up and down like a scale.
Yeah, I mean, we know Manoah just really can't be trusted, right? I think we've been against Manoah quite a bit. I think I'm going to go against him here again today. I'm going to take the Astros here on the money line in this one. I mean, I wouldn't mind taking them at +1.5, -180 in this one. But yeah, I mean, I think the Astros getting plus money here for me today seems pretty good. But, Manoah, he hasn't been pitching well, 6.83 ERA. But if I take a look at him historically versus the Astros, he's played pretty well. Only a 190 average here, only allowing a 262, slugging percentage there. But I think the Astros team here is going to get it done today.
And Brandon Belak. I mean, where do they get this guy, right? 3.5 ERA in his last 5 starts, looking pretty good. Hello to Mike. Panger Life. Oops, wrong game there. Sorry about that, folks. They were coming in. Manoah to bounce back today at home here, says Brett. Fernando likes Astros. He does like that Astros run line. I'm on it with you. The Astros. We'll take the money line. That's okay. Yep. We're on it, Ron. Solo on the Astros. Everybody's on the Astros here in this one. This is consensus. Certainly here.
Turkey tosser.
all 5 of Belak's starts have gone under. Fernando going over in this one. Butterscotch will be on Houston with us. Michael Thompson here today. Good morning in Houston. All right. Bionics on the Astros here. RC Houston run line. Rodney on the Astros. And Butterscotch leaning under here. So let's do it, Mindy. Let's take the Astros in this one.
All right.
Feels pretty public-y, but they're still an underdog, even money at worst. All right, we got another play. Oops, forgot my parentheses on Julio there. But the story here, though, isn't Julio. Julio's had his couple of stars. He was the story, and still a neat story. He's back. But the story here is Andrew Abbott, the Reds' number 6 prospect, making his major league debut. And he had to pack twice for his major league trip. What happened was his roommate is an outfielder, and he got called up first. He didn't know, and he said, "Well, I'm going to do my man a solid, and I'm going to pack his bags because he's going to be in a hurry." He got called up. Well, he packed old Hopkins stuff for him, said, "Good luck," and then he got the call to come on with him. And just by comparison, Abbott, number 6 Reds prospect. Reds are bringing up these guys. This Abbott looks incredible. With his strikeout numbers. Almost seems like at least he could get some major league hitters out. 54 innings pitched, 90 strikeouts this season. But by comparison, we've seen Brandon Williamson up recently for the Reds. He's their number 10 prospect. We've seen a couple of starts from him, so maybe you can compare it. This is the Reds' number 6 prospect, but he might be going up quick. He's already been through AA 3 games, AAA 5 or 6 games, and let's get him up here because he's striking everybody out.
Yeah, it's one of those. I usually try to stay away from folks that are making their debuts in the major leagues. So it's kind of hard to rank these two pitchers together. I mean, Julio has a .82 ERA thus far, so not so bad himself. And again, like you said with Abbott, looks like he might be able to strike some guys out. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and just take the under in this one. And that's kind of based off of more of the Brewers' bats here as of late. I think they're playing a little bit better, but still only 3.9 runs per game here on average while giving up 4.5. So going to go ahead and go under the total.
I've got to try the under with this guy. I mean, maybe there's something to right. I mean, if you strike out 90 guys, yeah, it was AA. Then there was some AAA, more AAA. We'll mention 90 strikeouts in 54 innings. Like I said, in AAA, it was 54 strikeouts in 38 1/3 innings. So that's pretty solid. But before that, he was mostly a AA pitcher with a 4.5 ERA and just 8 and 7 in his career before he got on this little bit of a roll here. So we'll see. Reds have lost 4 straight. Tehran, hey, did a great job. I mean, if we could get this guy, that'd be incredible. Obviously, going to be some regression here soon, I would think. You're not going to have a 1.64 ERA and be the comeback player of the year, but Brewers have won 4 of their last 5. But the rookie's favored, interestingly enough, and it's going up to 125 or so, 9.5 under 15. We'll take the under here. Let's see what the chat has to say in this one. We've got Reds money line here for Fernando. Ron wants to go under. Bionic will be on the Reds. Scotch is on the under. Brett says Abbott. And he's a lefty. He's had 1 game in the minor leagues. Mindy he had 14 strikeouts.
Oh, man, that's a bunch.
Brewers money line for Solo. He's a left-hander, so it's coming at you with that thing. And Darren on the Brewers here. And Mike will be on the under here in this one. All right, we got another play, and we're on the under here. All right. Cardinals and those Rangers, a minus $1.35 or so, 9.5 over 20. Totals are moving down here a little bit in this one, even though the widely reported team came in on the over. We're seeing it back down to 9.5 over 20 here in this one with Waney going up against Martin Perez.
I think I'm still going to go ahead and go over in this one. Again, Wainwright just has been struggling in his limited action here. 7.59 ERA on the road. I don't see any stop here in this Texas team. And Texas, I guess they can just win if they're in low-scoring games as well as high-scoring games here. Just kind of tend to get it done, averaging 7.15. runs per game. They're plus 143 runs on this Cardinals team here this season. So I'm going to go ahead and try the over. Cardinals themselves still scoring 4 runs a game here. And the Rangers bullpen tends to give up some here sometimes as well. So thinking it's going to be another high scorer.
Probably. I mean, Wayne can't get anybody out. Take the over with you. I mean, it's told me the Ranger. I mean, look at this price, you guys. I mean, I don't want to tell you what's going on behind the scenes. I don't know what Mindy's doing. Texas is 24-9 in their last 33 games. Texas has won 8 of 11 Perez starts. Yeah, he's got a ERA close to 5 in his last couple of games, 3 games or so. But Wayne, 2-1 with a 7 ERA. Cardinals aren't necessarily hitting, but they hit for Wayne, I guess. They've gone over in 4 of his 5 starts. But Cardinals, I said, oh, watch out. Maybe the Cardinals are getting it together. They can't hit. They've 4-9 in their last 13. They've gone under in 8 of their last 9 games. Texas is going to have to help us get this over. I'm going to go over with you here, thinking that Perez, yeah, he's pretty okay. He gets it done. I mean, they win for him. So I'll take the over with you, Mindy. And Texas, I mean, they've scored, what is it, 30 runs? I don't know how many runs.
12, and a 16 in their last 3 games.
Okay. Jeez.
So whatever that is, 24 plus 16, 40?
Texas team
I'm not
total,
real good at math, but
Texas team total over here 4.5 minus 135 if you're interested.
Yes.
But let's take the over in this game with St. Louis and Texas. Plenty of comments here. I imagine this is going to be consensus action. I would feel like. I mean, maybe there'll be some. Here's Ron Fernando, Rangers and over. Hello to James Edward. He's on the Cardinals today. He'll take those Cardinals. Banger Life run line here. Oh, boy, that's a plus $1.30, 35 or so. Solo, keep riding with those Rangers. And RC said, yeah, keep rolling with these Rangers. I point to the fact, look, everything's clicking for these Rangers, but, what's different about these Rangers compared? Yeah, there's some change. You know what's different is Bruce Bochy.
That's right. That is different.
Yeah. Not much.
I always forget that he's there, honestly. I swear.
Well,
I do.
right.
I see him,
But I mean,
what's he doing there?
Look, Texas has made some improved, but I mean, this is how can handle the pitching staff. What is Texas pitching, right? I mean, okay, they're doing great. They're totally overachieving. And maybe this is how they're reaching their expectations where they weren't before. Right. So, and that's what Bruce Bochy does. And he manages bullpens well. He usually has great pitching coaches and staff. So, yeah, it's been tough. Texas here's Rangers to cover a run line, it sounds like here. Texas and over for Brett. Trash can water. Hot dog water. Jamal, hello. He's on Texas. Michael Thompson over here. Carrie, you're too much. All right. Over in this one for me and Mindy, get our premium pick packages over at Tony'sPicks.com. Here come the Cubs and the Padres in this one. No comment.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one. You have a Cubs team that's 11-16 on the road. You got a San Diego team 13-17 at home. You got the Cubs with maybe a little bit better run line record, right? 15-12. San Diego 12-18 at home. And then, of course, I see a lot of unders here. 4-6 to the under and 4-6 to the under. I'm going to go ahead and go to the under today with the Cubs scoring 4.56 runs of offense. This Padres team, 3.39 runs of offense. Both of these two teams playing pretty well defensively, not giving up too much. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and take the under today.
Look, it should go under. This reported team came in on the over. I mean, Hendricks has been struggling though, but still, Cubs have gone under in 6 straight. Padres have gone under 27 of their last 38 with a couple of pushes. Snell's gone under in 4 of his last 5 starts. Does seem like an under. I can't quite buy it at 8.5 juice to the over. In this one, I'm going to take Cubs on the run line for sure. I mean, the Padres are, they're just garbage. I don't know what else I can put it. So Soto was in a post-game interview, and they said, what is wrong? What is wrong with
this
know. Offense? And he said, well, you'll have to ask those guys. I'm quoting now. I'm paraphrasing, but a little bit. So, because I wasn't clear on you'll have to ask those guys down there because I don't know what's going on. We have a really good team. We're just not getting it done. So who are those guys down there? Is it the bottom of the order? Is it the manager down there? Is it the other players down there? Why aren't they cutting?
Soto's down there, but they're kind of up there.
Soto's not exactly lighting the world on fire. We know Fernando Tatis is pretty much looking good. He's the only guy pretty much holding up his share of the bargain at this point. Maybe Cronenworth now. Maybe not for all that money, but I'll just take the Cubs on the run line here at minus $1.35. Padres, if they win, they can't beat anybody by more than a run. Padres are 2-9 in Snell's 11 starts and 1-4 at home. The Cubs have problems too, but Hendricks has always dominated the Padres. 8-2 with a 2.61 ERA and 13 career starts. So Snell's had success against the Cubs, but that's a lot of games for Hendricks. He's seen variations of this club for years. So, all right, chat. Have it. Well, I just got to run by these. Scotch has got the Cubs on a lock. Okay, I might be with James here. Yeah, I mean, so many unders with these. Nobody goes under like the Padres because their lines are all jacked up. Everybody's on the Cubs. Okay, I didn't even need to go through this. Hot dog water. Padres and under here. Fernando on the under. Jordan Carter. Thank you for yesterday's Yankees under. Mindy that you made the call on in that Dodger game. What was I thinking? I went on the over.
I know, but on the show, you had the Yankees plus 1.5.
Well,
I played it for my premium, so.
Oh, okay.
Lots of good stuff.
That's good news for us. All right, Cubs run line for Brett. That's Major League Baseball for the day.
It's our Friday, Ramon. Hooray!
Enjoy your day off tomorrow.
I will.
Hey, everyone, head on over to Tony'sPicks.com where you'll find our premium picks over there. Those are our best picks. Mindy and I just gave you a bunch of complimentary winners, but we're going to come at you with our premium picks on the site. Click on the All Cappers tab. Find the handicapper of your choice to get signed up. There's the site right there. Tony's on the top right now because he's been really hot of late. And you can find our morning steam team. This is why I'm bringing this up because we're not going to be with you tomorrow, but Mindy and I, obviously Mindy's clicking. Morning steam having many winning days right now. We're going to get together tomorrow, exchange a few texts, a few exchanges, and then we'll have our picks. And you can get our picks tomorrow by subscribing to this morning steam package. Look, I know it's $99 for 3 days, but also maybe just look at it as if you're taking care of us, right? Because that's what Mindy and I do here on Tony's Picks is sell premium pick packages. Also use the promo code TonyT at checkout. We'll take it down to $79 or so. You'll get our picks for tomorrow, and it's a big card. I'm sure we'll have plenty of picks, and not only that, you get 2 more days worth of, all organized and everything. You watch the show for free, but please consider that. You get the picks for tomorrow, and Mindy and I get a little bit of scratch from doing the show.
That's right.
All right. Thanks for your comments, everybody. Great job. Great show. Enjoy the game tonight. Here's our pick. It's on the Vegas Golden Knights. Charles, hello to you. Great to see you as well. And Vegas Golden Knights for us tonight, even at this price, minus. Oh, I promised to pick in college baseball, so I'm going to recommend I was 4-1 in my premiums. I will have college baseball today. We know we still have several regions to be determined, and I'm going to recommend to take Coastal Carolina minus $1.40 over Duke. This one goes off at, I believe, 6 Eastern, 5 Mindy, and 3 Pacific. Take Coastal Carolina Chanticleers over Duke. They're an underdog, and I've got Coastal. All right. Well, that's all we had, huh? Felt like more, but I guess it was a short card. So, Phillies, run line, Astros, money line, Reds, under, Rangers, over. Let's cash. All right, let's do
Looks
it.
like Iowa got 1, didn't quite get 2. So Iowa, they gone. Indiana State winners.
Yeah, they celebrated big time in that one. Maybe the home field was the determining factor.
I think that makes a big difference.
Yeah. All right. For Mindy Hahne, I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you for joining us.
Bye-bye.